As a believer, one of the interesting things I discovered working with married couples, believers, that is that the love, intimacy, and transparency tenets that I know work for marriage that I was given, that those tenets are very difficult for believers. As a believer, I found it really interesting that a lot of believers struggled with the tenets that I taught. Um, the three of the top tenets that, okay, three of the top keys that create marriages that honor God and marriages that also honor your spouse is love, intimacy, and transparency. And I've been teaching those principles. The couples who accepted it were able to move from frustration to a place of comfort, joy, peace, love, and reconnection in marriage. But those believers who took those tenets and thought, oh, this is too much, I can't do this, those were the ones that were not able to thrive, were not able to work on the communication issues, the issues that were in their marriage. See, the thing about marriage that a lot of people fail to realize is that marriage is not based on a 10-step process or 3-step process, unless that process truly, as a believer, is centered on Christ. We're called for nothing more. Do you understand? Yes, you can do all the steps, but if you get to a point where God is not the center of it, when you discover it, you turn around, the flesh is still present. And the only way your flesh dies is if you understand what it means to crucify the flesh. So I find it very interesting that working with believers, it's been very difficult because we haven't died to self. You cannot in and of self, you cannot necessarily build a marriage outside of Christ if you consider yourself a believer. He is at the center from the beginning to the end. So if you want a marriage that is built on love, intimacy, and transparency, a marriage that honors God, that honors your spouse, you must die to self. You must let go of the flesh. You must let go of those things that hinder you. Marriage was meant to be a miracle, but the miracle is when God steps in. Listen, I talk about this extensively in my book, The Death and Resurrection of Marriage, because the parts of you that are human have to die in order to resurrect what God has implanted in you and what He intended to you for you from the very beginning. And it's not automatic, it takes work. So you have to be willing to do so. But a lot of believers have not come to the point, to the place where they're willing to die to self to get to that place of fulfillment. So go ahead and follow this page, share this page, and let someone know that Coach Yeboah is here to support and help you thrive in your marriage.